Good morning, everybody. Mike, Kelman Point Farm. So I have a unique problem, and I mean unique in the sense of um, small farms, no money. I'm not saying I don't have any money, but I don't have lots of money to throw around. Um, so last year, when we processed our chickens, and I have a video of that, if you want to see our full poultry production. Um, what we ran into was labor as far as um, processing all the chickens, just the two of us, me and Mr. John. One of the biggest, well, there's two big issues. One was collecting the chicks. We had to crawl in the coop and collect them out. I think I have that solved. I have an old trailer on the side of the barn that we're going to build a chicken trailer. So the night before we process the chickens, we take all those chickens, put them in the trailer. Um, they'll put some chicken wire over so they can't get out, nothing can get in. I'll show that video later when we build that. The other one was chicken scalders. And with chicken scalders, you take the chicken that you just dispatched. Once all the blood drains out, you put them in hot water, about 147 degrees. And that loosens the feathers, and then from there you put it in the plucker. Well, we used a turkey fryer last year, which is not a bad thing, but when you're doing, we did 57. When you're doing that amount, it's hard to regulate the temperature with the turkey fryer for the scalder. If it goes above 155, 160 degrees, what that does, it starts cooking the skin, and the skin rips when you put it in the plucker. So we need something that can regulate the heat enough to stay about 145 to 150. Now, they have machines available, chicken scalding machines, where you just essentially put them in there. It maintains the heat. Some of them have paddles to where it goes around like a Ferris wheel and it dunks the chicken. They're between $2,000 and $3,000 for that. Me doing chickens for 6 months out of the summer, in the amount that we do, we're not doing a whole bunch. That's not our main business. Doesn't make too much sense to spend that kind of money for that. So, what I did, a little bit of research. You need a constant temperature. You got to maintain that heat of about 147 degrees. And I'm like, well, there's got to be a heating element out there that could do that. And I'm thinking like a hot tub, but hot tubs don't get that hot. And I'm not having a big container. I'm, maybe 20 gallons at most. So I'm like, you know what? I have old utility sinks, and I got that from my father-in-law when he moved down south. I'm like, all right, well, how do I maintain the temperature? All right, well, think about a heating element. And there's a bunch of heating elements for like amphibian tanks and, like I said, jacuzzis and all that kind of stuff. It was either underpowered or overpowered. And then I'm like, there's got to be a way to maintain this heat, and how do we do it? I was looking around and I found somebody online. He made one, and he's a lot like me. And I was like, hey, that's a good idea. And what he recommended was a heating element from a hot water tank. You know, the hot water tank you have in your house? So I got one. Got it from Menards. So I'm like, all right, well, there's got to be a way to regulate the electricity to the heating element. Let's just say, being a jack of all trades and master of none, I know enough that you can't hotwire electricity from the electric box to the heater. So there's got to be some sort of regulator, right? Well, in the same section right next to the heater is this. And what this is an electric thermostat for your hot water tank. And this reaches 150 degrees. Not only will it regulate the power, it'll keep a constant temperature, in theory. So I got a bunch of old extension cords. And what I'm going to do is wire it up, hook this up. So this is going to be an ongoing project. All right. Mr. John's here, and I will talk to you guys later. Just ordered some more chickens. Should have ordered them earlier so they're here in April. They're going to be here in May. It's all right. The place we go to is sold out with a lot, so not a problem. Mr. John came up with a good idea. Well, I ended the last little scene early because we had to go to work. Chicken scalders. I need a part made. See if it'll happen. So I'm gonna end this early. And he came up with a good idea, Mr. John did, was putting a switch. Because in my head, the way I have it, as soon as you plug it in, it turns on. But he's like, why don't we put a waterproof switch on there? So that way we could turn it on and off. I'm like, that's a good idea. But now I gotta figure out what switch works with that. With the voltage and amps and all that stuff. So, shouldn't be that big of a problem. But my head's spinning. And I also gotta order some turkeys. So, oh, we put some more eggs in the incubator. And hopefully we get some more chicks. So, I'll see you guys next time.